Hello everyone. In this recording, I'm going to demo some of the data analysis and the visualization using the SAP Analytical Cloud. The handouts I'm following here, I posted under the Day 1 materials in Blackboard. This is the 6.2 beta, the data analytical one, not the data model. Most of the analysis and the visualization we will start from the story functions. And here we are going to choose the responsive that can be used for different screen size, or you can use other formats. And the smart discovery involved machine learning. We'll do the demo tomorrow. So click on the responsive, and I'm going back to the classical design. And then I need to connect it to a data source because right now it's only the structure of the story. There is no data yet. So click on the data and I'm going to pull the data model we created from the modeling step and select other model and then or existing models. This is the model we just created. And this gives you an overview for the measures in your data table and also the different dimensions if you click on the plus sign. And now I'm going back to the story and start different analysis. This is page 1, and then we can add more pages after we finish the mapping analysis. You have 2 panels to work on, and you can adjust the size and the background, the color, the title. For example, I can quickly just put global like revenue map. And also you can make this writing or the title interactive. And in the handouts, they are trying to add some dynamic text like adding for example, the creator, like should be my name, right? So like by after the mapping thing. So you can see later, oh, this is really not my name, but this is my account name. And you also can change the color and do the styling for the title. So for most of the formatting stuff, that's not my focus. So you can check it later, okay, by yourself. So I will focus on the analysis itself. So now I'm moving to the main page and add the mapping choice. So not the, this is a charting table, input control, and more elements from the analysis. So I'm going to use the GeoMap. And it will show you a kind of empty map at this time. And we can have different layers. Like each layer, you can put a interested variable. So I will do first layer. So I think we use the base map. So add layer. And this layer, I'm using the Coroplast drill layer. Okay, you need to choose this one. And then add your location dimension. We should only have the customer location available, which we also created in the data table. Then the Coroplast color will be the revenue, like revenue we want to summarize, okay, based upon the location. So I will choose the revenue USD. And there are more details for this. I needed to change the range, like the color range you can see is now blue, and I will change to 5, and then change the calculation to percentage rather than the absolute values, okay, like the revenue, total revenue into percentage. And after I do the next thing, like you see the details for the coloring. Right now it's like everything is blue and the European one is like red. I think that's like the fine tuning. You also can add filters, okay, right now or later for the different layers. And then I want to show like some like more granularity of my analysis. And that's the time we can use the hierarchy variable we created before. So I will click on this hierarchy level and the customer location. And I want to change to the region. Okay, like depend, like because right now is country is too general. I want to change to region. It's like the state. I believe in this data set, the region is like state, and you can see the color. Okay, like these blue ones, and then yeah, I'm moving here, so it's more detailed. Before it filled all of the United States, and now with different colors. Oh, I forgot to choose. Yeah, I picked my the revenue USD, and yeah, I think this opacity you also can change, and I can click OK. So that will be your layer one of the, and if you want, I think you can also edit. So if you want to edit your layer one, for example, if I want to change my color palette to maybe more bright, and it's not showing the differences, but we think you should have this like the range, and then let's check the customer location, and you see if you want to change to more details, you can change the subcategory, but this maybe is too much details, so I will go back to the region. And you also can switch like to, oh, this is a percentage. So if you switch to percentage, it will show the differences, okay, like the color differences indicating the percentage difference. So you always can switch, like change back the dollars or the percentage. And this will be the layer one. And after I go back to, and also you can do lots of formatting, okay, like for the background and for the like the size of the charts. But I'm going to probably just highlight, okay, like added a little bit more on the layer one. So I will choose just the United States. So use the rectangle here and just choose this one. So exclude the European market and use the filter. So we will focus on the United States. And I think that's we will be done for layer one. And so click on OK. Go to the main, the main map layers. And then I will add another layer. So layer two, and this I will continue use the bubble layer. Okay, no change, use the diff. And this time I'm adding the location one more time. And then this time the measure will be the sales quantity, I believe. And this time you will have bubbles kind of overlapping on the original revenue regions. So you can show, like, use the same customer location. We can show different interested variables, revenue, and also the sales quantity in the same time. And also you can see lots of, if you want to change, edit the styling. This is the styling option. So if you want to see, right now I have no background. If I want to add, for example, light blue, it will give me some background choices. If I want to have a border, like the top or the bottom, okay, they give you the border options. And for this border style, I can use dashed lines, okay, and whites, and also color choices, like maybe like yellow, or are not displayed. So it's remind you, okay, the border will not show in the mobile devices. and then control styling. So you can use the light or you can choose the dark. Maybe the dark is better. Okay, we can stay here. And you also can change the opacity level. And all of the font, like these, the bicycle names, okay, I think you can change the all of the text, the color, I can change it to maybe orange. Yeah. And but anything, okay, like I'm just showing something, but you can do like even the number formatting, we can add dollar signs and then lots of the styling and the formatting you can do from here. And I'm going back go back to the builder and then click on OK. So you can see I basically finished the basic things. And now we will add, I think in the, so now we are on page 12. I will add a input control. It's like a filter or like selection choices for the users. The input control is listed under the insert, the group of menus also. So view this is like a filter in this case. So I will click on the input control. So this part of the practice is on page 12 of the handout, step 14. Step 14, adding the input control. So input control, we will add a dimension. So dimension and choose product and then product dimension. And let's select all of the product members. You can see you will show all of the accessories if you want to expand. You have all of your accessories and the bicycle names as your choices. Okay, like accessories, we have these, and then bicycles, we have e-bike. And so when the users analyzing the charts, we can give them option to change the different product group. And we will leave rest of the choices as a default. So the users can choose multiple selection hierarchy. I believe you can choose to single or like multiple selections, but I will leave this multiple selection. And you also can limit the hierarchy levels, but I will just leave as it is. So click on OK, and you will see a product input control. It's more like like a filter. Okay, from here, I can choose from here. And then if you click on like expand the list, so you can choose this, like for example, I want to, first I will uncheck everything and then include, for example, the e-bike only. And the map will be adjusted based upon your choices. And then you probably want to uncheck this and adding other products or product combinations. And I believe you can add the data labels, okay, if you like, when you prompt to like the revenue dollars or revenue percentage or the sales quantity, okay, as data labels. But this is a useful function for a input control. And I believe you also can edit the styling, okay, of this one. So if you click on that, you see you have this edit the styling and edit the control, like the edit like your choices, show or hide, display ads, and even you can copy this input control to other analysis. But I'm going to just use it for this one. If you want to use this control, maybe work for other like tables or analysis, we can use the linked analysis. So that's something in the handouts, but it's very simple. So to save time, I'm not covering that. That's on step 3. So it's not in the assignment, but you can do it as option. I think that's the page 1, step 3. That's like practice number 2, I'm sorry, practice number 2 in the handout, a geomap. And if you hear like that's some additional enhancers you can do for any of your analysis. So if you click on this, so you can add more lines like copy and edit the styling also, or remove like just additional options. And if you click on your main map, there's also this. So whenever you see this dot dot dot, means additional details and adjustment, fine-tuning for the object you select. For this one, I have more like options, like maintain the legend, add linked analysis. You can add tooltip. Tooltip is like the probably the label. Let's try. Okay, like layer 1. A tooltip can be filters. So let's try one more time. Is when you show on here, I believe. Yeah. After we add the tooltip, see when we click on the like these bubbles or the like the map, they will show the revenue. Also, like you can add, because right now when you click on it, so because you need to click on the map, not the bicycles, because if you choose like the Philly bikes and that's the sales quantity, okay, you need to choose. And you also can add like the tooltip, because I just did it for layer 1, you also can add for layer 2. And you also can add some comments, okay, for like, you can put something, or I can say like bike, like a map, anything pop up. Okay, so when people click on the charts, like analysis, but additional comments, okay, you can put it here. So like what I did, oh, I didn't catch my, but it's showing here. Okay, if I don't want it, I can just delete. But anyway, so this is a map analysis. I will leave it as page 1. Then we will add the second, the time series of study from step 5. So that will be on page. I briefly showed this yesterday during the presentation. Okay, on page 22 of the handout, time series analysis. So I'm going to use another responsive page, and this time we will create a responsive page for the time series of study. So first I'm going to click on the charts, then I will convert to a time series of structure. And I will keep on the horizontal, and the measure will be the revenue USD, like your dependent variable. Let me also, yes. And then, so revenue USD is the dependent measure, and then the dimension will be the date, the year, month, day. And then I will convert here. Right now it's on bar chart, and now I will convert it to change it to a time series. And I want to just enlarge the size. And right now it's focused on a most current period. So if you want to check the entire period, we can change the slider, or we drag the slider of the timetable beneath the charts. Now it includes all of the data I have from 2008 until the most recent. So you can see a really clear seasonal pattern for the sales revenue over time. And then we will make some prediction, okay, for like the next few months. For time series, adding the predictive features, we can go from here. So using these more functions and add um, forecasting. Okay, first time, remember I used the automatic forecast. So I will choose this one. And you need to wait a little bit to let the system finish adding the forecasting data. But in the meantime, you also see we can do lots of formatting. Okay, for the pattern, the color. Also, you can use the styling functions. And right now, they are using the color is light blue. For example, I want to change to maybe yellow. Or the pattern. Okay, they are using the color. And then I can use maybe some like this stripe, okay, things. It wouldn't change too much, but slightly different. Still loading the data, I believe. Yeah, so forecasting loading. But the second time, okay, like, so I will just do this one. After we see the result, you can change this forecasting to the other approach, regression or triple exponential. And if you observe the prediction boundaries and the shape will be different from the different forecasting approach. And to see which one you think is more accurate and is mostly fit for your data set. Still loading. Yeah, now it's adding. Right now is only a like a very small, and this time, so I will slide my data to the most recent so we can see more clearly the forecast. So once I really zoom in the data, you see, oh, I need to move to the most recent. Yeah, so you can see, and this is your forecasting data. So they give you a upper level and the lower level, and will slide to the different date, and they give you this revenue prediction and upper confidence and lower confidence band. This is automatic forecasting. Now, if I change this to just one more, okay, like the forecasting, use the advanced options, and this time I'm doing this triple or exponential. You can try the linear regression later. And if you just take like 1-2 more minutes for loading the new prediction. But when they predict, you see they are using all of the historical data. But when you're looking for the forecasting, you can narrow the data to the most recent. So the longer period they use the data, normally we are expecting more predictive power if we have more data involved. And again, I'm trying to slide the data to the most recent. And you can see the shape of the prediction slightly different from the automatic forecasting approach. But you can check, for a special day, how much the revenue will be different based upon the prediction from a different approach. So the time series analysis, and you can use it inside a whole story, and you can do it separate time series study using the predictive. Okay, like this one. When they have a special predictive scenarios. They have separate time series analysis under the predictive scenario. But you can do it simple with the time series of data and as a part of your whole story. So in this demo, I don't want to make it too long, so I will do demo like 3 and 5. And next demo, I will do practice 6 and 7.